shall be looking at the topic of production theory, and we have the learning objectives. By the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to define production, explain the production function, explain the purpose of production, describe the factors of production and their rewards, and then discuss the stages of production. Production. This is the conversion of inputs to outputs for the satisfaction of human wants. And production is done by farms. So what is a farm? A farm is a decision-making production unit which transforms resources into finished products and services which are ultimately bought by consumers, the government, and other firms. The production function. Production involves the transformation of resources into finished final goods and services. The production function is the technical or technological relationship between the inputs and outputs. The production function is like an equation where we say that the production of a commodity X is dependent on capital, labor, and land, or is a function of capital, labor, and land. Now, where QX is the output of X per time period, F is the functional relationship, and K, L, and D represent inputs of services of capital, labor, and land, respectively, into the production process. This production function states that the output of good X is a function of or depends on the inputs of the services of capital, labor, and land. Now, what is the purpose of production? Number one, satisfying human needs. Number two, creating value-added products. Number three, economic growth and wealth. Number four, employment generation. Number five, profit maximization. Number six, raising standards of living. The production involves utilizing resources efficiently to meet market demand, serving as a cornerstone of economic activity. Factors of production. Land, which includes the natural resources which are used in production. Labor, which refers to the human attributes, physical and mental, that are used in production. Capital consists of all goods which are not for current consumption, but which will assist the consumer goods to be produced in the future. Enterprise, it consists of human effort to organize the other factors of production. Now, factors of production and their rewards. Land, the reward is rent. Labor, the reward is wages and salaries. Capital, the reward is interest. Enterprise, the reward is profits. Combining factors of production. In making a product, a firm can usually vary the proportions in which it combines the inputs used to make a product. The production horizon can be divided into the short run and the long run. So, the short run, it refers to a period of time in which only some variables change or economic processes work. The long run is a period of time in which all the variables are able to settle at their equilibrium or final disequilibrium levels, and all economic processes have time to work in full. Types of product. We've got the total product. This is maximum output as variable factor units are varied or applied. We've got marginal product. Marginal product, because the formula is a change in total product divided by change in labor. The change in total product resulting from the employment of an additional worker. Average product, AP. AP is equal to TP over L, or total product over L, or the number of workers. Average output per worker. Now, law of diminishing returns. The law of diminishing returns states that as additional units of the variable factor are added to a given quantity of fixed factors with a given state of technology, the average and marginal product of the variable factor will eventually decline. So now, before us, we have the stages of production diagram, which shows us the relationship between the total product, the average product, and the marginal product. So I want you first of all to look at what is happening at L1. At L1, we can see that the total product is increasing at an increasing rate, and after L1, it increases at a decreasing rate, or it is still increasing up to L2, where it starts to increase at a decreasing rate. Then it levels up and begins to decline. The average product increases, reaches a maximum, and begins to decline. The marginal product also increases, reaches a maximum, and begins to decline. So now, for each of these stages, we are going to look at whether we've got increasing returns or decreasing returns or constant returns, and the features of each of these stages. So the characteristics of the stages of production. For stage 1, we've seen that it's a stage of increasing returns to the variable factor. The characteristics of stage 1. The total product is increasing at an increasing rate. The marginal product and average product are increasing, and the marginal product is greater than average product at any point